You may think Americans being homebodies started during the pandemic, but a new study finds that the amount of time people spend at home was steadily rising long before the 2020 lockdowns. Patrick Sharkey, a professor of sociology and public affairs at Princeton University, examined U.S. Census data and the American Time Use Survey from 2003 to 2022. He found that during those 19 years, the average amount of time Americans spent at home increased by 10% per day, meaning roughly 1 hour and 40 minutes. As you can see, the pandemic did cause an all-time high in 2020 before declining in 21 and 22. However, when looking at 2003 through 19, the average time spent at home rose by roughly 30 minutes. Professor Sharkey joins us now to discuss his findings. Thank you so much for being with us. So let's start with where the biggest increase happened, which was among people aged 15 to 34. Why?
Yeah, so this was a trend that really was experienced by all segments of the population, but the group that had the greatest growth in time spent at home was younger Americans, so 15 to 24, 25 to 34-year-olds. And this is a group that typically spends the least amount of time at home. So these were profound changes in just the structure of daily life that were particularly pronounced for this segment of the population.
And do we know what they're doing? Well, tell me two things. One, what is this segment of the population doing that's keeping them at home? And then did your findings suggest anything different about the way we're living our lives if we're spending more of our lives at home?
Yeah, so on the first question, the very visible changes during the pandemic were changes in remote work, schooling at home. But what I found was that really every type of activity is now much more likely to happen at home. So this includes socializing, we eat more frequently at home, we take part in religious and spiritual activities more frequently at home. So it's really a widespread set of changes that have shifted to the home environment in a way that I don't think was clear prior to the pandemic, but became very visible when we were all stuck at home in the lockdowns, starting in March 2020.
And so what are some of the causes for that? If it was happening and we weren't seeing it until we were all forced to stay home, what are some of the contributing factors that have moved all these different facets of life into the four walls of our homes?
Yeah, so it's a great question. And the obvious answers are technology, right? There's a whole set of technologies from our phones to our laptops, and before that, the internet and personal computers that make it more possible for us to remain home and take part in all of these types of activities. But I do think there's another dimension here. We live in a country that provides very heavy subsidies to encourage Americans to buy the most expensive homes they can find in the most exclusive neighborhoods, and then to do whatever they can to kind of protect from development happening and exclude others from joining their communities. At the same time, we don't have that same commitment to what the sociologist Eric Kleinenberg calls social infrastructure. The institutions that bring us together, things like parks and libraries and public transit systems. So we find ourselves in a position where it's often much more comfortable to be at home. We don't have to deal with traffic. We don't have to deal with the public transit systems that aren't working all that well. And these are all part of the equation, I think, for why there's been this long-term shift toward life at home.
Oh, that's fascinating. All right. So final question then is, remind me of the distinction and what these data tell you about the difference between being alone and loneliness, which the Surgeon General has told us is a kind of epidemic in America.
Yeah, so this is purely about spending your time at home. That said, the data set does give an indication of what this means for who we spend our time with, how we perceive that time, whether we find our time meaningful or not. And one of the core findings from the analysis, and I want to be clear, this is not purely a positive or a negative trait. A lot of people really enjoy living in the comfort of home. You can see me, I'm at my home office now having this interview. But there is some evidence in the article showing that when the same person takes part in activity at home versus away from home, they find the activity less meaningful. When there's not social interaction, when we're not outside the home with friends, outside of our home office in this case, in my case, it means that I may not be interacting with students. I may not see a colleague that I meant to talk to. I think even those of us who recognize the value and the comfort and appreciate how pleasant it is to be home can recognize also that we miss something when we're at home and we're not out as much in public space. And there are tangible consequences for the perceived meaning of activities, how meaningful these activities are, and how happy respondents report being as they take part in different activities at home versus outside the home.
Professor Patrick Sharkey, fascinating work. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John.